I'm Levi, a creative, adventure seeker, and explorer by heart. A few years ago, I set out on a mission to find the most unusual, inspired, and unique one-night stays in America. And I'm taking you with me. This is Tiny BNB. Let's go. It is a very moody morning today, as you can see around me, all the fog and everything. That is because we are in the mountains of the very top of Georgia. We're about 30 minutes outside of Chattanooga, Tennessee, at a place called On the Rocks, which is a shipping container Airbnb. They actually have two up here, and I'm going to be giving you a tour of their first one. The views from here are absolutely insane because, like I said, we're on a mountain. Let's go check it out. What did you think of the views that this place has to offer? You can see for miles and miles and miles. It's been raining when I've been here, but that led for some moody and some cozy vibes in the shipping container home. Anyway, the tour, let's get along with it. You'll drive up this awesome mountain in North Georgia, and you'll pull up to your Airbnb, and you notice that there are two on this property. There's a single 20-foot shipping container and a double 20-foot shipping container home. The one we will be touring today is the double. That is two 20-foot shipping container homes that have the middles cut out of them, so when they're put together, it leaves a lot larger of a space, so you're not confined to the typical 8-foot that most shipping container homes are. This one is like a small, tiny house. Taking a look on the outside, since they are offset, that leaves room for a small overhang porch. Over here, whenever you walk up to it, they leave the original container doors on this, which I think are awesome. They added wood up against this wall, and of course you got your yellow door that you can walk into. On the other side, then, that leaves an overhang over there as well. That is actually your outdoor deck area, and when you walk out there, the views are amazing, but we'll get to that later. Let's just take a step inside and check out what it looks like. So you walk in the front yellow door, and you're greeted instantly to your open living room loft concept, and everything is white in here. It's really bright because of all the windows and the view from the windows. I'll just get to that right now. The view from this windows is incredible. You have the couch right in the middle of your living room to look out this huge, massive window, and you can overlook the town. You can overlook at night. You can see all the lights and everything, and you just have a bird's eye view of everything. You feel like you are on top of the world. You can't get this view anywhere else. There's very few spots, I would say, you can get this type of view with a tiny house. The floors are all of this really nice hard wood, and this is really designed as a peaceful getaway, I would say. There's no television or anything like that. It's made to enjoy you and your surrounding areas and the container home. Back behind the living room area is kind of your hallway-ish. There's two doors. The first door on the left is your bathroom, actually. Take a step in there. It's all bright and white. You have a very small sink right in the middle, your toilet and a couple shelves over to the right, and over to your left you have your tiled walk-in shower, which is incredible. I love the tiling in here, and this is just your small bathroom, which is really fitting with this home. The next door is your closet space, which is really unique to have in a tiny house. You have a full designated room for a closet. And then over from this is your sleeping area. This is your bedroom. I really like how it's situated in its own corner area, and the two windows that this thing has is incredible. So whenever you're sleeping or chilling out on the bed, you can overlook and you still get the awesome views. It has blinds, of course. You can close those, but this is your bed, and this little nook has a dresser on the left, and it actually has its own AC unit in here. One of the coziest bedrooms I have seen, which is awesome. And then we walk out of that, walk back into your living room area, and we'll continue on with the other side, which is your kitchen. On the right side, you have a hot plate right here, so you can cook some things. You can heat up some hot water for coffee, and then over on the left, you have your really large sink. I say large sink in every tiny home, but this one is actually a pretty large sink. I would say it's bigger than my sink in my own apartment, so it's a really nice farmhouse looking sink. And below all of this are some cabinets that have some kitchen utensils and everything like that in this. You have a huge fridge over here and a microwave above it, which is incredible to have. And then over on the left side, the countertop again, it's this beautiful chopboard countertop. And this is where they have all the goodies and snacks. They actually have a s'mores little jar right here, and they have some coffee making supplies, floating shelves, and below all of this are more cabinets and a couple chairs actually in case you want to sit here or eat your food here or whatever. And if we just turn around, the views of the living room and the windows and everything are just gorgeous. Now let's go over and head to the outdoor patio. So the sliding door right here under the ladder lets you walk out into your small patio area, but you have the views that I would say everybody wants. You get to sit out here, drink some coffee. The other night I was sitting out here and watching The Mandalorian on the laptop. This is a wonderful patio. Take a step back inside, we'll head up the ladder and we'll head into the loft. You climb up the ladder right here and you have a really large loft space. You can actually stand up in here. I'm pretty average height, and in the corner I can stand up in this loft, so it's really roomy. I know a lot of times lofts are, hit or miss because sometimes you can't even sit up in lofts. So this one you can actually stand up in, and the windows lets you look out, of course, and you can convert this couch area into a bed. So there's actually 2 beds in here. I believe you actually have access to a fire pit as well. If we take a step outside, you can kind of walk down the path, and there's this fire pit right on the edge of this cliff right here, which is pretty awesome. You're not too close actually, but you have your fire pit and chairs around it, so when you're out here with your significant other or friends, you can have a fire, cook some s'mores, and enjoy the views this has to offer. More on the cliff, this is pretty unique. You're not like too close to the cliff edge at all, so you can be walking outside and you're not gonna have any trouble or anything. But I love having, the rocks of the cliff right on the edge, and they have real grass and everything right that goes up to the ledge, so it is a full-on awesome experience. I would not want to be the person that mows this lawn. So now let's go check out our next tiny house Airbnb. This is the second shipping container home with the same views on the same mountain, and we're going to be taking a tour of this today. So let's go check it out. This is the other shipping container home on the property that you can book yourself. It is a single 20-foot shipping container home, so it's only 160 square feet, I believe, and it is truly a tiny home. Anyway, whenever you arrive here to On the Rocks, the hosts are super nice and friendly. You'll have no issues with that, and you come down here and you'll see that there's 2 tiny homes on this lot. We did a tour of the one on the left. Now let's head down, walk down this walkway, and go to the one on the right, which is the gray shipping container home. And just the way the shipping container home stands out amongst its environment, and it looks with the background. The background's endless because we're basically on the edge of this cliff. We're not too close to the edge at all. Actually, you could walk around and everything and be fine, but it's really neat having this rock facing cliff right here, and you are on top of that with your tiny house. One side is your shipping container home. The other side is actually your deck that faces the cliff side, and this deck has a lot to offer. So let's just take a walk up this deck. It is all this beautiful wood, and you have a couple chairs right here on the right, and the best thing I think is the swinging bed over here at the end of this. You can chill out here, lounge, read books. This is definitely the favorite spot of this listing. And of course, you got the beautiful endless views. You can see all the buildings down there and cars and the mountains. Whenever I was here, it was pretty rainy, so we saw all the clouds go through the town, and it's like we're basically above the clouds. You feel like you're on top of the world. It is incredible. So this is the deck area. You can enjoy all the view, come out here, drink some coffee, and of course the day bed. Below this tiny home is just the storage area and everything. It looks really cool from the drone perspective, though. It looks like a pretty large container home, but that's just storage. And if we go up back onto the deck, we'll walk into the front door right here, into your shipping container home. Now this is only 160 square feet, so there's only so much you could do with such a tiny space. Very similar layout to what we've seen before, but it works apparently. Over on the left side you have your bed, and it's a pretty large bed for this container home, and you actually have nightstands on each side. And over here on this wall, this is the shiplap wall, you have a cool window. This is where your AC unit is, and over in front of the bed is another kind of bar window that lets you overlook the views as well. So this is kind of one half of your shipping container home. Underneath is storage under the bed. Of course, you can put all your clothes and luggage and everything like that down below there. The white walls make it feel larger than what it is, and I love the wood floors in here. This feels really modern. I love the style, and it just feels really nice in this container home. It doesn't feel like you're in an awkward little box that people might think. A lot of people don't understand why people build with container homes, but it's because it's unique, it looks awesome, it is eye-catching, and it works. You already got the shell. And after talking to the owner of this one, because he built them himself, so props to him, did an incredible job. He enjoys working with shipping containers, so that's why I believe people like them a lot. Now onto the middle of this area, you have your kitchen. So you have the countertop, quartz countertop, and everything facing this side of the wall. Over here you have a built-in hot plate actually, so you can boil some water for your coffee whenever you want to go in that swinging bed outside. And we can just continue along. You got a couple snacks that they offer. You got your tiny house sink right here in the middle, and then over on the right of all of this countertop you have your coffee, and you have a little s'mores making kit because there is a fire outside. Over here on this right side you actually have a small shelf, but you might notice that this table does swing up. So in tiny house it is pretty common to have collapsible furniture, so you just swing up this small table and you pull out these two chairs, and now you have a small seating area to eat or work or whatever. To save space, you'll just close it right back up and store it right underneath. Continuing on with the rest of this tiny home, you slide open this door and you enter your bathroom. You have your small vanity and sink, you have a mirror right above it, toilet in the middle, and then your tiled shower over to the left. Even the floor is tiled. I love the tiling work in here. It's gorgeous, and yeah, this is just your small, very, very functional bathroom. Taking a step back onto the outside, we'll walk down to your fire pit area. You might notice that there's twinkle lights and everything that lead up to it. I love the look of that whenever it's twilight or hitting nighttime. These lights light up the place, and they lead you all the way down to your fire pit, which is pretty close to the edge of the cliff, which is awesome. You can sit out here, have a fire with your friends or family, and just overlook the town that you can see from here, and just have a great time out here with your friends. And it feels pretty private out here as well. Like I said, you're on top of the world. I like this one a lot because it is in such a unique space, and the views you have, and it's like tiny home. So I hope you enjoyed the space, and guys, have a great rest of your day.